Thanks for choosing this free Anfield Index podcast. If you'd prefer to listen to this or any of our other shows without adverts, then now's the time to check out Anfield Index Pro. With AI Pro, you can supercharge your entire listening experience. You'll not only get all of our podcasts without the ads, but you'll have them far faster with our quick publish feature available exclusively for subscribers. AI Pro also puts you in the heart of our sound studio, with an option to listen to many of our shows live and interact with the podcasters in real time as the shows are recording. Upgrading couldn't be easier. AI Pro is available on all popular podcast platforms, and we have our own apps for Apple and Android. Just head on over to AnfieldIndexPro.com and get started today.
Hello and welcome to the Daily Red, your lunchtime catch-up on all things Liverpool FC. On a Tuesday where not much is happening, but a lot will happen tomorrow when Liverpool take on Benfica in the Champions League quarter-final second leg. Jurgen Klopp has given his press conference and he has stressed the importance of focus ahead of this game and using the power of Anfield to reach the Champions League semi-final. Klopp took some time to talk about the potential changes ahead of this game. There are likely to be changes on Wednesday as Klopp looks to keep his squad fresh, a squad that remains fully fit during this relentless run of games. The next game has no influence, says Klopp, but the last game has. We have to see a really super intense schedule. No one injured as far as I know in this moment, but we need to have a look at who is fresh enough for this game. We have a bigger squad, high quality, all fit, which is the first time since I'm here that this is the case. More experience, quite a few boys have been here since I arrived. It's the strongest team. You would imagine there will be changes. You'd imagine Ibu will come back in. You'd imagine Naby Keita will start. Curtis Jones could start. And there'll be changes up front. We could see as many as 5 changes to the starting 11 from the City game ahead of another City game at the weekend. At the moment, I was talking to Carl yesterday on Scouted and sort of feeling like Ali, Trent, Ibu, Verge, Robbo or Costas, Jones, maybe Henderson at the 6 and Keita, and then say Mane, Bobby and Diaz as a front 3. And what that does then is it sets the midfield up for the weekend where Klopp can go Keita, Fabinho, Thiago, which is the midfield he should be playing. Bring Matip back in, obviously, for the weekend. Bring Salah back in for the weekend. But maybe keep Firmino and Diaz if they both play well. Bad news for Benfica. It's Anfield. The Portuguese side have a job to do with Liverpool holding a 3-1 advantage. While Klopp does not know exactly what they will do, he knows what he would do if the Reds were in their position. He says, I would go for it full throttle, put us under pressure, try to score early, if not, score a bit later, and that's what we expect. Bad news for Benfica, it's Anfield. They only play against us, but they not only play against us, but the whole crowd. It's cool, but we hope we can use that. It is important that the crowd is exceptionally behind the team in this game, because if they get a goal, things could get a bit nervy. And the crowd can't get nervy, because if the crowd get nervy, the players will get nervy. And then that will have a knock-on effect with some of the players on the pitch who maybe aren't of the toughest level in terms of mental strength. And most of our players are, but there's 1 or 2 you could point to and suggest they could be the type who might feel the pressure a bit more. No wonder nobody has won the treble, or the quadruple rather. The quadruple remains in touch for Liverpool, but the manager did not hold back on why it's never been done before, with broadcasters and scheduling not helping English sides. You cannot go for 4 trophies. You are part of 4 competitions, and we are thankfully good enough to not go out early. But the fixture list we have now, we play tomorrow, then we play Saturday, then we play Everton, or United and Everton. Then if we get through tomorrow, we have a semi-final. Then BT in the Premier League thought they'd give us Newcastle away at 12:30. That game will get changed. that game will get changed. The Premier League have said if you're playing a Champions League semi-final, you will not have a Saturday 12:30 kickoff. They have said that before. So that Newcastle game will have to be changed. And if BT don't like it, they can fucking lump it, because that game would have to be changed. Diaz, joy. There were more positive words for a certain Luis Diaz, who has injected a welcome spark into the side and could get another chance at Anfield on Wednesday. I don't know how much Luis Diaz enjoyed training. Not sure I've seen someone like that. I said before, he cannot stop smiling. Just can't stop. It's crazy. How quick he would adapt? No, we didn't know that. All the players we've signed over the last few years were happy when they arrived. It's not the worst place in the world. You can see they are flying. It depends how long they will take. Lewis is here 2 months, and it's rare how much he enjoys training. It's cool. Luis Diaz just enjoys being alive, I think. That guy seems to have a permanent smile on his face. Liverpool's 5 best European nights under Jurgen Klopp, as told by John Achterberg. 2-0 victory over Manchester United in the Europa League in 2016. The 4-3 over Dortmund. The 3-0 over City. The 5-2 over Roma. And the 4-0 over Barcelona. There are John Achterberg's picks for the 5 best Anfield nights under Jurgen Klopp. That's fair. That's a fair list. Liverpool can pull off their greatest ever title success, but fate is in Man City's hands. As we know, if City win their last 7 games, it doesn't really matter what we do. They will win the league. But they do have some tricky games. They really do have some tricky games. Andy Robertson says Liverpool are not talking about the quadruple. Camille Grabara is having himself a hell of a season with FC Copenhagen. He has broken a record for the most minutes without conceding a goal, 704 successive minutes, including 7 clean sheets. He's kept 14 clean sheets in 24 league games as Copenhagen go close to winning the title. He's having a hell of a season. He's a really good keeper. I didn't like the decision to sell him. Liverpool have a 20% sell-on fee. They should have put a buyback clause in. Reliable journalist expects compromise in Salah and Liverpool contract talks. Who is the reliable? David Ornstein. So an actually reliable journalist. He says he expects a compromise to be reached. From sources I speak to, there's now an expectation that he will put pen to paper and a compromise will be reached. This is a really complicated situation, and much like with football, it really comes down to money. The figures mentioned for this compromise were 400,000 a week for 4 years rather than 3, though it has been previously reported that Liverpool would not offer that significant an increase. It is more likely that Ornstein was simply using this as an example, following suggestions that Salah was looking for 500,000 a week. There was no suggestion really that he was looking for 500,000 a week. That's just something that people made up. On to Liverpool.com. Jurgen Klopp fumes at unbelievable Liverpool decision. This is the Newcastle thing. Again, I think that gets changed. Salah has hit turning point again. That's the Ornstein story. Liverpool ready to meet 42 million release clause as Barcelona and Jurgen Klopp transfer call made. This is Gavi. El Nacional, no idea. I don't think they're very reliable. They're saying we're ready to pay the 42 million release clause. Gavi is incredibly talented, so it would be a very, very clever move, but we'll have to wait and see. Divock Origi is close to sealing a free transfer to AC Milan. Football Italia reports he's expected to sign a 3-year contract. I did see this. I saw Tancredi Palmieri tweet it, him famous for the espresso, not espresso thing. Generally a buffoon, but, you never know. Liverpool were supposedly one of the clubs in the hunt for Robert Lewandowski. So I saw this yesterday as well. So some journalist says that Lewandowski has agreed a contract with Barcelona and that they've signed him ahead of us. Robert Lewandowski's 33. He'll be 34 in the summer. There is zero chance Liverpool had any interest in signing Robert Lewandowski. Liverpool can sign the next Luka Modric to fix Jurgen Klopp weakness through popular FSG trend. Luka Susic of RB Salzburg. I genuinely don't know too much about him. I've stopped watching Salzburg. How long has he been there? 2 years. Don't really remember him playing much last year. Apparently he's having quite a good season this year. 37 games, 7 goals. Born in Austria to Croatian parents, plays for the Croatian national team. One to keep an eye on, maybe? Maybe one to keep an eye on. And on AnfieldIndex.com, Daniel Rhodes has put together a piece from the post-match Raw about the Man City game entitled Hapless Henderson and Sloppy Set Pieces. It's well worth your while giving that one a read. And Stephen Smith's Man of the Match award for the City game for Liverpool went to Thiago Alcantara, and I think that is the correct decision. Podcast-wise, there's a new Liverbirds, which is a must-listen. There is the new 7 NWA podcast, which is the Ken 7 podcast or a spin-off of it. And then you have the latest Scouted, myself and Carl. It's about Benfica, but most of it's about other stuff. We answered a listener's question. We went over the other quarterfinal games ahead of this week. So you can get that there. And there is a Rate Don't Hate with Tadiwa and Mr. Drinkle looking at Liverpool 2, Man City 2. So check that out as well. And that will do me for today, folks. Bye-bye.
We hope you enjoyed listening to this Anfield Index show. Please be sure to subscribe to our channel so future podcasts find their way to your device automatically. There's nothing quite like fan engagement, and we'd love to know what you think of anything discussed on this show. The best way to get in touch is over on our free Discord community, where both podcasters and listeners debate the hottest LFC topics 24/7. Sign up free now at AnfieldIndex.com/Discord. You won't regret it. You can also follow us on Twitter at Anfield Index and find us on Facebook by searching for Anfield Index. Oh, and before you go, we'd love it if you could leave us a 5-star review on your favourite podcast app. It only takes a couple of seconds, and it means the world to the people who create these free shows.